Hi. I wanted to share something with you here real quick. I was talking with one of my clients, and she shared something with me that was pretty heartbreaking and pretty upsetting. And there's a lot of pain out there right now. People are experiencing various levels of emotional stress, trauma, pain. And my client had an experience that was extremely painful and created a very, very deep wound. And this was years ago. And as we're working through this now, she shared with me that she had a therapist. It was about 4 years ago. And she quit seeing the therapist because she just wasn't getting the results that she was hoping for. Well, one of the things that the therapist told her, because she was in so much pain, she was crying herself to sleep every night. She was an entrepreneur. She is still an entrepreneur. She has her own business. So, when we're an entrepreneur, we can't just kind of slide through the day and not fully be there. You might get away with that a little bit easier in corporate, but when you're your own business owner, everything's on your shoulders. So she had all of that to deal with and this huge pain that she said every day after work she would stop by the store and get a bottle of wine and drink the entire bottle of wine and just cry and cry herself to sleep and cry and just she would talk to people and she just wasn't getting any resolve. And when she shared this with her therapist told her to visualize putting all of her emotions and all of her feelings in a warehouse. Just take all those feelings and all those emotions and put them in a warehouse so you don't have to deal with them. If you ever have a therapist tell you, put your emotions in a warehouse, don't deal with them, I want you to run now. That's the worst advice I think I've ever heard. It's just so mind boggling. Anyway, could just like, oh my gosh, just talking about it makes me so furious. You have to deal with your emotions. Now, most likely if it's something really big, you may need help, and there are good therapists out there and there are obviously really crappy therapists out there. So if you end up with a crappy one, don't give up. There are good ones as well. And so I wanted to share this with you because that is horrific advice. Never abandon your feelings and your emotions. They're there for a reason. They're telling you this needs to be dealt with. And there are lots of different ways to deal with it. If we don't deal with our feelings and our emotions, they'll kick our butt. And I know this from personal experience. To give you very, very shortly, when my mom passed away, I was very busy working. I had just moved across the United States to New York City, and I was just trying to keep it all together. Again, being a business owner, try to keep it all together. Didn't fully deal with and process her death. And I ended up with bronchitis again and again and again and again. And finally, the doctor said, "You've got to get out of New York City." Well, in traditional Chinese medicine, bronchial lungs, when the energy is trapped, it represents grief, unresolved grief. Well, yeah, I had a year of bronchitis because I hadn't dealt with my mom's passing. So those emotions and those feelings will rear up and kick your butt if you don't deal with it. So, okay, that's my soapbox. And I am going to do a healing session on emotions and feelings tomorrow. And I'm going to put the link in the chat box below. So if you want to join us, if it calls to you, join in. It's free. It's going to be on a Facebook group that I have. And I would love for you to join. It's a private group, so only people in there know that you're in there. Not that that really matters, but anyways, um, and yeah, bring your questions, whatever you want to bring, because this is very, very important. You want to work with your emotions. You want to process them, or like I said, because you don't want to get your butt kicked by your own emotions, right? All right, I'm going to be quiet now. I hope you have a wonderful day and take care of yourself. All right, bye for now.